Joe Brunner, listed at 6'7", almost a tackle body. Like, who's going to play the tackle? Is it Ajani or him? Not sure at this point. I still have him at right guard and Ajani at right tackle, but makes me wonder with that 6'7" frame, can he be bumped out there?
Well, he was a left side guy,
or as the main, or as the everyday guy. I'm not sure.
But yeah, obviously the talent is there, and then like the size is very, very apparent. And then CJ Skiffries, 6'5", 310.
Yeah, all the freshman linemen that came in, besides Mondo, we don't have his weight yet, but they all measured in at 300 plus. All three of them.
Baylor Wilkins, a guy we're really high on. Another one of the reasons why we were okay with the fact that Indiana didn't go crazy in the portal, and one of the reasons that we've hypothesized why Evan Lawrence was okay, like leaving, is the emergence of somebody like Baylor Wilkins. So really, really excited to watch what he does this year. Obviously, Drew Evans, we talked about the feature on him, but very, very integral part of this offensive line. Chance Johnson's wearing 64. I don't think there are any changes here. Carter Smith, 65, best lineman in the Big Ten. He's just back this year.
Just there. That's cool. It's nice.
Evan Parker, 66, no changes there. Lieb Freed, obviously 70, and another one of those guys we're going to rely on this year as a 7th, 8th offensive line, or 6th, 7th offensive lineman.
He's probably O-line 6, like very easily, honestly. Like you can probably say that pretty confidently at this point.
Ben Novak, fresh off high school state championship, is going to be wearing number 71. Obviously, Ajani, Bray Lynch, we were factoring those guys into an offensive line that started in the national championship game. No changes for those guys. Sam Simpson's wearing 75, Brad. No other changes here for Marek or Becker. Becker listed at 209.
He was already 209.
No, I know, but he's
6'4", 209, 4.3 speed. I think he's going in the first round, Keys. I've been trying to tell everyone this.
You don't got to convince me.
I know.
Miles Kendrick's still wearing 82. Hunter Stroud's wearing 83. Blake Thierry, 2-time Freak of the Week. Blake Thierry wearing 84. I'm really, really interested to see what Blake Thierry's weight is at, and let's just go to
like his actual weight, because we got Barker here at 246, and based on the injuries to Schott, Gibbs, and Elmore, and the fact that McFarland's not even on campus, I mean, Barker and Thierry are going to have lots of opportunity to make a name for themselves when it comes to spring ball. So, Barker being ahead of the game weight-wise, Thierry having the athletic edge over Barker. Curious to see what he's been able to do in the weight room from the beginning of fall through up until spring. We'll be able to see once those updates come in where Thierry is at. But those are the two tight ends as of right now, just based on injuries.
Yep. Bruno Massel wearing 86 again. Brock Schott will be 88 this year. You just talked about him coming into the year or leaving the season a little bit banged up, so he's not going to be around for spring ball. Joe Yelley's wearing 90. Josh Plaxic wearing 90. Place check. Blake Smythe's wearing 91.
Comes in a little lighter than anticipated, but still, I don't hate 280 true freshman D tackle. I don't hate that at all. Do not.
Gabe Hill, 6'1", 280.
Yeah, same shit. Ronell Johnson, super excited for him. Very similar to Keyshawn Calhoun. He's going to be able to go inside, outside. Going to be that big DN, like think Chidi Obiazer. Like that's Ronell Johnson. That's Keyshawn Calhoun. Excited to see maybe him being a guy that can challenge into being able to play, being at a weight at the end where he can see the field.
I really, really love this stretch from 91 through. We go 93, obviously Quinn Warren, 94, Kyler Garcia, another one of those redshirt freshman defensive linemen.
Kyler Garcia is right now my D tackle 4. We'll dive into the position groups more, but Kyler Garcia is a guy, him and Burris, who will go down at 99, saw the field last year, but didn't burn a red shirt. Because we were able to manage it well enough. Shout out Jamari Monette, by the way, being able to allow Kyler Garcia to keep his red shirt coming in. Because we were blowing teams out. It's like, God, we're going to keep burning red shirts if we're having to play the 2s and the 3s 8 times a year. And, that's where guys like Jamari Monette really come into play. But now we have enough redshirt freshmen where it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what's so important about it. That's what's so cool about this team.
Obviously, Tyreek Tucker, we're calling him one of the returning captains, one of the leaders on this team. The final James Madison transfer left on the roster. He's still wearing 95. Tristan Abram obviously wore 96 last year. He's running back 96 this year. Another guy who, like Jamie Jordan, super high on him, our buddy from obviously IU Reactionary, Hoosier Huddle. Abram's a guy whose weight that I'm very curious to see.
Great tape, needs a sandwich.
I'd say I don't think that kid's 228 after spending a full year with Derek Owens and now Tyson Brown. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. He still needs a sandwich. Like, once you get up to 260, you still got to keep eating the sandwiches to keep at 260 and get your weigh-ins.
Landino is one of the best.
That's how structured this team is. Like, they have weigh-ins. They have to keep their weight week after week after week. Like, this is a system. Like, that's not going to go away with Tyson coming in at strength conditioning. Like, that is an Indiana standard thing that they do. I don't know if they're doing that across the country. I'm actually not sure. They might be, but when I heard that they were doing weekly weigh-ins in this program, I grinned because I think that's genius. It's holding players accountable. It's doing all the right things. It's not that we're worried about these guys being accountable.
But Fernando Mendoza maintaining a weight of 225, like, absolutely played a factor in his ability to run over Bassane in the national championship.
Exactly.
Mario Landino is one of the best returning players in the country, period, bar none. Obviously, if you don't know 97 in our program by now, why are you watching our show?
There's a lot of true juniors that we have that it might be their last year in the program because they're so freaking talented.
Too good, man.
Like, Landino might be a first-round pick after this year. Like, he might break out and just shoot up draft boards. Like, we already knew he has an NFL spin move. It's insane. I don't know if you ever see it, because I remember we were watching. That's what I was saying. We were talking about the clips last year. We saw that Landino spin move. I'm like, that's an NFL spin move. Like, that is an NFL. He's a redshirt. He's a sophomore.
I like how your takeaway is we saw that in the clip, and that Indiana football's creative team was like, we're going to show the fans this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. But anyways, it's an NFL spin move, and it's obvious. McCaney comes in a little lighter than anticipated. Super excited for Tyrone Burris going into this year, by the way. As edge 5, like
274 as a high school defensive tackle in an elite program, Brad. I'm not worried about 274 from McCaney. That being said, like,
he was listed at 300 in most sites. So
we have spent it could have been bad weight. You don't know that.
Yeah, could have been.
We've spent the entire portion of the roster breakdown talking about how much depth we have on the defensive line. Like, he's in a position where it's like those guys have some time to put some weight on. But Ty Burris, like, 236 doesn't feel right to me, Brad.
It doesn't.
He got on the field this year.
Yeah, he was playing like big games. He was playing a lot in the Purdue game. Was able to keep his red shirt.
He was in the Oregon game, Brad.
Yeah,
he was on the field.
He's able to keep his red shirt. I don't know. Do playoff games count as potential redshirt burns?
No.
Fascinating. Well, he's clearly the guy that got the DePepes out of there. He surpassed them. And once we had to, put the 2s and 3s on, we were able to use Burris instead of those guys because we were able to save him from redshirt burns throughout the year. So, I don't know. Super deep room. Excited to, kind of break it down room by room in the future. Some guys missing from this roster. Tyler Cherry, PJ McFarland, tight end. Tyler Cherry's a quarterback, if you guys don't know. He was on the team for a while now. LeVar Keys, receiver, and I'm missing one guy. Oh, Kenton Mondu. He's going to be a tackle. Excited to see what he weighs in at. I have him listed at 6'7", 315, so just excited to kind of see where he measures in once he arrives on campus.
Yeah, I think Sig said they had 19 guys on campus of the 26 class.
Yeah, it was all but 3. It was those 3 guys.
And I know Keys is running track.
Yeah, that's why he's not on campus.
Yeah, that's it's funny when you sit here and go through the roster. You're like, man, that guy's really good, but I don't even know if he's going to play. And this guy's really good too. And where does he play? And it's
crazy.
Really,
I able to get those kids They got like 22 out of the 25 guys they're bringing in to leave high school early, skip their prom, and get to fucking work. I love that shit. That's good. That's good stuff. Like, that's what people don't realize. Like, when you enroll on campus early, you're missing out on all those little extra senior year.
You can go back for prom.
And like, yeah, they'll go back for prom, but you know what I mean. Like, they're leaving a little earlier than anticipated. It takes an investment, not just from the player, but from the family involved as well. We talk so much about how many good families we have within the program, which is great.
Yeah, you know how many senior baseball seasons for kids it ruins when they're really good friends leave and go to school early and don't show up for the spring.
Are you talking about Kenny Pickett? Talking about Kenny Pickett again, aren't you?
No, I wasn't.
All right.
you got any closing thoughts, Brad? Maybe I was. I don't know. You got any closing thoughts?
Yeah, we're somehow more loaded than last year. Just the fact that a lot of these freshmen are now redshirt freshmen. And yeah, we're maybe a little younger, but it's a better quality. Like, right, like Jamar Winnett, great, forever a champion. Like, he wasn't in the system as a freshman, right? And that delayed his ability. Now all these very talented guys coming in are just able to supplant them. The Peppies, like, we've just upgraded every spot. Yeah, we're a little younger. Maybe that's just the nature of the beast as we try to, retention, development. Well, it's like high school recruiting, retention, development, and retention, right? Those are the three things that Cincinnati focuses on. So, like, we brought in the guys. We just need to retain them. That's our core. And we'll keep supplanting gaps in the portal. And, yeah, we just have a really deep roster where we can go down to our third string line, and I'll be confident in their ability to perform because they're going to be guys that have been in the program for over a year and a half, right? And that's just super exciting to have.
It's funny because, Brad, I feel like, and this will be my closing thought, me and you have been talking about the depth of this program for a full year now. And even going into last year, how we felt so strongly about how good at least the two deep was. And Cignetti spent a lot of the time on Bison Drop talking about how he's never felt like he's had a roster that's had any depth. And so you could argue that this is the deepest roster he's ever had.
Yeah, you could argue that. And yeah, he's got it. He's been able to build it. It takes years, second years, like I've talked about all the time. It's finally culminated into this, and they already have a championship under their belt.
It's crazy.
It's scary hours for these guys.
The championship, the craziest part about the championship is that it just wasn't. It's so ahead of schedule for what the rest of the college football world expects from a program that, like, it is forever changed, at least the short-term landscape of the sport and how you look at how successful a coach and a staff is and what you should even look for when you're hiring a coach or a staff.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that gets overlooked is the fact that we took, like, the entire staff came with Sig. It wasn't just Cignetti, and they didn't have to go find a new defensive coordinator, a new offensive coordinator, a new special teams guy, and a new strength guy. Like, he hired one guy, Bob Bostad. Everyone else was already on staff. It was just at a different school. I think that's a really, really significant piece of this that most people overlook. And I think rightfully so, because Cignetti is such a, like, huge, like, he like, in the clip I cut up this week, there's one leader in that room, and it's Curt Cignetti. But that room is filled with elite people, and it's hard to replicate, and I don't think we'll ever see it again. But
with the
it's not. This is the upswing. Is the point of all of this? Is, like, they're still climbing up the mountain in terms of generating an elite program. Like, the class of 26 was elite. The class of 2027 is going to be even better. The four guys they have in the class of 27 right now are as good as anybody's four in the country. I don't care how many stars you want to give anybody. Like, it's scary, some of the conversations that they're starting to find themselves in. And, like, when you start looking around, at least in the very, very short-term lens of recruiting, Indiana's the defending national champion with the largest alumni base in the country. Like, they are the program right now, and they have the momentum, and they have the money, and they have the fan base, and this is the beginning.
Yeah, I don't think people are willing to admit that yet. I think they know that, like, Indiana's going to be around, right? But now it's like it shifted from Indiana can't win a national title to Indiana can't win another one because they're not a blue belt. Right? That's why they're listed 7 on the JD Pickle list. Like they're seeing us as perennial playoff team, but won't win it every year. Like I'm saying, fuck that. Like last year, this team, you go past the 2 deep. I didn't have confidence in, like, cause it's all true freshmen, right? At behind that, and now those guys are all they're in the same spot. They're just a year older in the system. Like I'm a lot more confident in terms of the overall depth. Like these practices are going to be insane. The matchups, the guys just getting each other better. It's like exponent. Like Signe said, it's exponential, right? Like
it's multiplication, not addition.
The year 3 jump. Why not?
The Kurt, everyone wanted to talk about the Matt Rule year 3 program jump for Nebraska. What about the Kurt Signetti year 3 program jump?
Yeah, it's scary hours for these guys, and I think now we're going to be fighting the fight of Indiana's going to win it again. We're now talking how Indiana can be a dynasty. I don't think people are willing to admit that because the only team that's been able to be a dynasty in the modern era has been Alabama. Ohio State hasn't been able to do that. They had a 10-year gap between their 2 most recent national titles. Like, think about how scary that is. And Indiana might be able to go back-to-back with this roster. I think it's scary. It's hard to comprehend for even me. It takes some getting used to. It's surreal. I think it's I don't think there's any doubt that Indiana is going to go back to the playoff next year in the eyes of the national pundits. I think this idea that Indiana can go back and do the same thing they did last year, I think is just it's not registering quite yet that they can go back and be even better and go win a back-to-back national title. I don't think it's registering for people yet. I think there's going to be some people that are going to buy in. I think Phil Steele is going to be one of them. I think Phil Steele is going to be really on this team heavy. I'm excited to see that copy that comes out this next year. Maybe see Becker on the cover. That'd be sick. I'm going to get the national cover, right? Because it's going to have an Indiana guy on it.
It has to. How could it not?
Yeah. So I think they maybe put on Carter Smith, maybe.
Could you do a national and a Midwest? Would they do both?
Yeah, but if they do, no, they wouldn't. They would either, if the Indiana guy is on the national cover, they won't have an Indiana guy on the Midwest cover. That's how it works. Trust me.
7 straight months of rat poison, right, Brad?
7 straight months of rat poison. I'm being the biggest feeder of it right now, to be honest. And I hope none of the players watch this podcast. I hope all the parents do and understand like how great of a program this is. They should you should send your kid here. That's how they're going to become the best version of your child that they can be. And they have some very, very talented football players top to bottom that if they become the best that they can be, it's going to be very scary for the rest of the country in terms of how they form it. There's a lot of things to get excited about. The tight end room is going to be a great talking point because like the reality is that like, it's going to be a battle for who the top guys are. And then like the ones who don't like are probably going to leave the program just because like they're of the same class of these guys. And that's just the situation that they're in. Right. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see these battles come out. There's a lot of them, whether that's, Hill versus Carson Williams or Bell versus Carson Williams. We got, there's plenty of great battles. The tight end battle is going to be great.
You're stepping on like 12 podcasts we can do in the next.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
So we'll be pushing every single Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern here on Indiana at the Voice of College Football. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to Indiana at the Voice of College Football on YouTube. I didn't cut you off, did I, Brad? Were you finishing a thought?
No, I'm reading New Life. He's a new guy. I don't know who. Love Tyrek's big man dance after a sack. I don't know who Tyrek is.
He's talking about Tyreek Tucker.
Oh, yeah, Tyreek.
He was live responding to that. These are all like up to date.
I was live responding to him. I don't know if he knows that was me. She was like, he doesn't play a snap. Like, no, Tyler Morris was practicing during the playoffs. He's back. He's good to go. Scary hours for these. We got Trench, or we might have the best D-line and the best O-line in the country and the best quarterback in terms of returning production and the best receiving core and the best DB room and probably the 2 best linebacker duo in the country. Like, get fucking used to it. I'm talking my shit, all right? Because I'm
here on Indiana at the Voice of College Football.
Until I see the Phil Steele preview and I'm able to see all these other teams, maybe I might just start doing depth charts for the entire country and try to find a team that has the proven depth that Indiana has, or right that can match it. And
that'd be a good
offseason names out there. And I'm going to lean on coaches here, right? Top coaches, right? Right? Ohio State's going to be a problem. Notre Dame's going to be a problem. Alabama could be a problem. Oregon's going to be a problem. They were really young last year. They got older. They're gonna give us our best shot. That's a likely Big Ten championship game for me. Indiana, Oregon. We don't see them all year. Could be a battle of undefeateds going into it. Virginia Tech, James Franklin brought his whole staff back. Could have a very Signetti-like effect to the Virginia Tech program. I'm not saying it's going to be replicable, but could have that same type of, change over there. Not saying they're going to be a threat for us this year, but could make the playoff. Who else could be a problem? Miami's probably going to be really good. Mensa, Burkett, Cooper Barkate, and Malachi Toney. Mark Fletcher's back. Scary stuff. There's teams around, but I believe in my guys, and they're of a different breed in terms of process, and now they have this talent that can match top to bottom with all these teams, which is just like on paper, it works. Where it was always like eye test, this team always executed at such a high level that you believe it. Now it's up to this team to try to execute at such a high level like previous teams have, and that's going to be their toughest challenge, right? Getting to that level and an execution level, and that's on Sig. Sig's going to get them into shape. I'm not even worried, to be honest. Like, why do I have a reason to doubt, to be honest, at this point?
No reasons to doubt. We'll be talking about it every week here on Indiana at the Voice of College Football. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to Indiana at the Voice of College Football on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, me at Alec Keyser. Follow Brad at Bradley_Loomis8. He's tweeting a lot more these days, which is it's a huge development in the life of the podcast, which is big time. We're on YouTube. We're
on Twitter.
We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok in some way, shape, or form. And at Sigs Inside Pod, and I don't, for whatever reason, the stream didn't go live on, like it was live on Sigs Inside, but it didn't tweet, so I'm not really sure what happened there, but I'll have to look into that. And there's been some weird things with the podcast audio, like we're also on like Apple Podcasts and Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts, where it's not the show descriptions aren't copying over fully, which has been pretty frustrating. But yeah, we're doing the damn thing, Brad. Weekly. We're approaching now 1 full year of weekly Indiana football shows, Brad. That's coming up next month.
I'm fired up.
It's insane stuff. I love it. We'll be here talking Hoosiers next week. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. See you guys next time. Go Hoosiers.